Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez. We will, as usual, be visiting with Jeff Mall and Tom Lorenz a little bit later in the show. But I want to start with the new leadership at the home of one of the most fun places in Lincoln, the Lincoln Children's Museum. Pleased to welcome Tara Nuth to the show to tell us more about herself and about her plans for the museum. Tara, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here.
Now, you are a North Platte native. Tell us about your background.
Grew up in North Platte, went to Kearney 21 years ago, doesn't seem possible, for college, and have been there since, and now had this great opportunity to move on east to Lincoln, and here I am.
And you were at a children's museum in Kearney.
Right. For the last 4.5 years, I was the executive director of the Kearney Children's Museum.
So, and you also have special insight into children's museums, I would assume, because you have 4 children.
That's right. That's right. That's kind of what led me to kind of the position in the Children's Museum. Is I had 4 kiddos, and what better place for them to grow up, and didn't mind mom working late at night because they could come along with me and have the place to themselves, and so it was just a great opportunity for my family.
Now, Kearney is a great community. I've never been to the Children's Museum. I'm sure it's very special. Why did you want to come here to Lincoln?
Oh, there's just so much about Lincoln. I love that it has so many opportunities, but still has that small town feel as I'm meeting people and realizing how much connection there is within this town, but the opportunities are unreal. And for selfish reasons, I thought my kids may stay closer to home. If we're in the Lincoln area, there's more opportunities for college and stuff, so I could keep them closer to home longer.
And I'm sure you already knew about the great reputation that the museum here has.
Yes, and that's just it. This is has a great reputation and has the community support, which is vital to any nonprofit, especially a children's museum, sustaining for 25 years.
Now tell us about your vision for the museum. Where do you want to take, what's the next chapter for this great museum?
I don't know, it's been on a great road, and I think there's just so much to it. In the world today, kids so much is thrown at them and they're forced to grow up so fast. My focus with the Children's Museum is always to give them that opportunity where they're not forced into technology and forced into those things, but they have a chance to still do that play. Having 4 kids, I've seen, as my youngest is now 9, she seems to have grown up so much faster than even my oldest. Because of that. But I think the Children's Museum, and that's what parents want, and in the end I think that's what kids want, a chance to be a kid for a little bit longer and not be forced into that other world so fast.
There's still a lot of learning that goes on through the play.
Yes, and that's just it. So much that happens when you take the big world and make it small, and give them a chance to be hands-on with it and ask questions and be part of it. They have a chance to learn, and in such a way that I don't think parents realize that they're teaching and kids don't realize that they're learning, and that's kind of the best way that it all happens together.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about a couple of special events you have coming up in April. One has to do with music, opportunity for kids to try a whole bunch of different kinds of instruments.
Yes, Music at the Museum, it's going to be a great program. Chance, like you said, just for the kids to be able to play and experience and get a taste of all the different instruments. I think sometimes about the main ones or the ones you see most often, but there's a lot of them in between that they have a chance to explore and maybe discover an interest at a young age, that as they get into the orchestra classes and that level in school, they'll have an idea what they want to pursue.
Now this is done in collaboration with an organization of music educators, correct?
Right. It's definitely in a partnership with UNL, and they come in and help us out with this event.
Sounds like fun. Now there's also an event coming up April 13th, a couple days after Music at the Museum, called Shining Star. This, I'm not aware that the museum's done this before. It's for families who have children who have medical issues and maybe for some reason can't play with the other kids.
Yeah, this is a program that we have had for many years. I can't tell you exactly how many, but it has been something that we've had in place for many years. And working in the past, I've also worked with the American Cancer Society. So this is just great when I came and learned about this program. A chance for kids who, because of cancer or something that prevents them from maybe having exposure to the germs and things that are just part of every day. This is an opportunity for them to come and enjoy the museum. We spend the whole day cleaning and disinfecting and making sure it's a safe environment for them, and they get to come with their family and their siblings and enjoy it. And then also playing beside other kids that maybe have been in that same isolation, especially through this winter with all the illnesses we've had. So,
do parents need to sign up for this?
Nope, I don't believe they need to sign up. They can just show up that evening, and we'll be going good to go.
I'm sure the parents are really appreciative of this opportunity that you provide for them. So sounds like a really, really cool event. Let's talk just a little bit about your summer camp. It's called the Think Factory.
That's right. We have lots of fun stuff planned for our summer camps. Just another opportunity that we try to do with giving the kids the taste of the museum and the things that maybe mom and dad aren't ready for them to do at home. When messy is in every description, it kind of gives you a clue as to what we'll be doing.
So that's one of the fun things about summer camp is getting messy.
That's right.
And not getting in trouble.
And not getting in trouble. And no cleanup after.
Tara, well, thank you very much. Welcome to the community. We're glad to have your family here, and we look for continued great things from the Children's Museum.
Thank you for having me.
LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org is the website where you'll find out all the information about all the latest events going on at the museum, as well as the regular schedule. Now, before we end this segment on the Children's Museum, we want to pay tribute to a former director of the Lincoln Children's Museum. Marilyn Gorham passed away in February at age 82. She led the museum from its very modest beginnings in the atrium, the downtown atrium, to a larger space at Miller and Payne, and then now to the beautiful new museum on Peace Street. It was her vision to make the museum a place that would nurture the creativity and curiosity of children, and she leaves an amazing legacy for the children and families of the Lincoln area.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. Jeff Mull joins us now from the Convention and Visitors Bureau. We heard about some great fun at the Children's Museum. Let's talk about what's going on at some of our other great museums.
Yeah, a lot of things great going on at the UNL's Morrill Hall. John Winkle's house is bringing another presentation. We talked about him last month.
Yes, we did.
I think he talked about polymers back in March, and now we're going to talk about food chains. And he is a retired professor from UNL and chemistry teacher from Washington, D.C. area.
That's right. He must be a man of many talents, because when he was at the Smithsonian, he dealt with insects. So
Insects, polymers, food chains.
we'll see what's next.
This is good. Looking forward to this. This is Second Saturday Science.
And we have a couple quilting exhibits. The National Quilting Day celebration is coming up at the world's largest public collection of quilts.
Is that in Lincoln, Nebraska?
It is in
It
Lincoln,
is, the
Nebraska.
International Quilt Study Center. This event demonstrations, lectures, and tours and exhibits will be at the International Quilt Study Center and Museum. The event is free and open to the public. I encourage people that haven't been to the Quilt Study Center to use this as a perfect opportunity.
It's pretty amazing. Now, as you know, the State Historical Museum is closed through this year, but
Yeah.
they found another place, thanks to Great Plains Art Museum, for a really interesting display.
Called Homefront and Battlefield. Great chance to learn about the fabric that made up the war era, you know, from the uniforms to the flags to the different things, from quilts on down the line. And again, this will be at the Great Plains Art Museum. This is part of the Historical Society's collection. This event is free to the public as well, so it's kind of a great historical look back on, everything that was the 1800s and war.
And this is a touring exhibit. This is going to be the only venue outside of the East Coast where people can see this.
We're at again, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
I like it.
Now, the Great Plains also has an exhibit up for the Lincoln Photo Fest. This is the 4th biennial Lincoln Photo Fest.
It is, and this is Fred Miller's work, photographer of the Crows. The Crows were a tribe that actually kind of worked itself out. They weren't around for very long, but he had a chance to get a hold of these photos from 1898 to 1912. A lot of great things of the Great Plains and really the life of a tribe.
The last years of this of their holy traditional Plains life
Yeah.
should be interesting. So you can go to the Great Plains Art Museum and see 2 great exhibits.
Yes, very exciting.
Also, as part of Photo Fest 2015, of course, the Sheldon has an offering.
This is the recent works of Native American photographer Will Wilson, who was born in San Francisco and raised in the Navajo Nation. His works combine 19th century processes with digital technology. So, you know, you remember a lot of the old photos, not a lot of technology. He bridges the gap and provides some great dialogue along the way.
And it raises questions about identity, multiculturalism, and Americanness.
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 I like it.
Yes. Let's move on to some music. Also at the Sheldon, the Rangbrook Ensemble is coming, and they want to make chamber music more accessible.
And that is important. I think a lot of people out there think that the music and art culture isn't for them, but this is a great way to learn about it. They are a professional string chamber ensemble consisting of a core group of 6 players dedicated to the performance of classical music. There will be a pre-program, great chance to come out for a pre-concert and musical program, and then stick around afterwards for a reception after the concert.
And the Sheldon is always a beautiful place to hear music.
It is.
Absolutely. Lincoln Symphony is putting on something that was specially created for them by Tyler White, and an actor and screenwriter. It's A Tale of Two Mozarts. This sounds really interesting because he is just a fascinating character.
It is, and this is a dramatic production that explores the life of Mozart and his relationship with his father. Also featured in this production is LSO's Young Artist Competition. And remember again to come early to this event for family fun activities prior to the showing. There'll be face painting, crafts, and a musical petting zoo. That means you can interact with the instruments.
Is that what that means?
It is.
Okay.
I thought it was animals, but it's not.
Okay. The Nebraska Jazz Orchestra has another event coming up at the Cornhusker. This is Left Coast Swing, and by Left Coast they mean the music of West Coast band leaders.
That's right, and it'll be Tom Kubis, Bob Florence, Frank Macchia, and Gordon Goodwin. Again, the 2015 Young Artist winner will be performing there as well. So this is the Cornhusker Marriott. A lot of renovations happened at the Cornhusker Marriott in the last 12 months, so stop down and take a look and see what they got going on.
And those band leaders won't actually be there, just their music.
Just their music.
Just their music.
Yes.
Want to make that clear.
Yes.
Arts for the Soul is coming up at First Presbyterian. They're going to be joined by a group from Union College.
Yes, and this is a great collaboration presented with the Hildegard Center for the Arts.
Let's move on to some theater. The Lincoln Community Playhouse's new offering is Next to Normal. This is a rock musical about a woman who struggles with bipolar disorder. It's won Tonys, it won a Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah.
And it's being directed by the amazing Judy Hart here locally.
That's a pretty
So
big deal.
It is.
And you know, you think about, I actually had lunch with somebody today that, talking about Alzheimer's disease and the burden it puts on family members. You know, you don't realize that you have to take care of people so much. This same story about bipolar disorder talks about the effects that it had on her family. And look at all the awards you talked about. It was on Broadway, it was a Tony Award winner, a Pulitzer Prize winner for drama. Should be a lot of fun. It's the 8th musical in history to receive such honors.
That's right. It should be a really good show at the Playhouse. Also coming up from the creative mind of our friend Kurt Bright, a funny thing happened on the way to the Death Star. Now, he did a children's version of this earlier that I saw that
Yes.
was really, really good.
Right.
This, I believe, is going to be adults. I think he's rewritten it a little bit. Kurt, you may know, is one of the String Beans.
Love the String Beans.
And he has a mind like no other.
Yes, this is a hilarious musical comedy that parodies one of the greatest science fiction sagas of all time. Something happened on the way to the Death Star. Should be a lot of fun. Ta-Da Theater, again, Bob Rook. You never know what that guy has up his sleeve.
And Kurt warns us to set our blasters on fun. So.
I like it.
All right, that'll be a fun show. UNL is presenting The Skin of Our Teeth. Virginia Smith is directing this Thornton Wilder play, and it's kind of a fantastical journey of a family through lots of disasters.
Yes, disasters such as ice, flood, and war. by the skin of their teeth. This will be at the Howell Theater at UNL.
And let's go through some Lead Center events real quick. Jeff has been studying up on how to pronounce the name of this Swedish mask theater. Take it away, Jeff.
Mummenschanzes.
Very good.
Yes, it
Very
is
good.
a great masked theater troupe from Sweden, and this will be a lot of fun. Humor, versatility, pure imagination, fantasy for all ages.
A special event coming up for the Lead's 25th anniversary is Nebraska Sings, and this is going to be choirs from all over Lincoln coming together for this concert, and they're going to do a newly commissioned piece as well.
Yeah, the world premiere of Let There Be Music, a newly commissioned choral work that you talk about. You won't want to miss this chance to see such an amazing collaboration. The list is long as far as people that are collaborating.
That's right, 150 voices, Auburn Music, Community Gospel Choir, Lincoln
Right.
Boyd's Choir, UNL Chamber Singers, and on and on and on. So it's going to be a really fun event at the Lead Center. Peter and the Starcatcher
Yes.
is coming up as well. This also won some Tonys, 5 Tony Awards.
This is a hilarious romp through the Neverland featuring most pirates in Broadway. A company of a dozen actors will play more than 100 unforgettable characters.
And they do caution, this is not for children under 10, so
Yeah.
it's a little more of a grown-up version.
A little edgy.
One of my favorite music forms is big band, and Glenn Miller remains the most popular big band orchestra in the world.
And you know, the Chattanooga Choo Choo is about the only thing, the score that I remember that Glenn Miller performed, but there was things like Tuxedo Junction,
Moonlight Serenade, yes.
This is a big deal. So a chance to hear the Glenn Miller Orchestra right here in Lincoln.
17 members of the orchestra. They have been on the road longer and more continuously than any other big band in history.
The name's been around a while.
Yes, it has. Legendary. Now, I love this band's name. The Okie Dokie Brothers are going to present adventure songs, and this is a Grammy Award winners. They're also a Parents' Choice winner.
That's right, and we talked about how under 10 was not welcome at a previous production. This event is definitely a family-friendly event. It will inspire children and their parents to get outside and experience nature. Again, 2-time Parents' Choice Award, NPR, USA Today, and a 2013 Grammy nomination as well. So a lot of great accolades for this production.
And come out early and check the Leeds Fan Fest. It starts at 5:30.
Yeah.
Alvin Ailey Dance Theater, another classic, one of the best in their genre.
Yeah, pulse racing thrill of contemporary favorites and the spirit-lifting joy of such classics as Alvin Ailey's masterpiece, Revelations.
The $1 Million Quartet is another Tony Award winner.
Yes.
And it's about a famed recording session featuring just some real icons.
Yeah, let's talk about icons like Sam Phillips, the father of rock and roll, brought together icons like Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins for one unforgettable night.
This is based on a true story.
It is.
Can you imagine?
I had a chance to read into that a little bit, how he brought all these individuals together, and this should be a lot of fun.
Great Balls of Fire, I Walk the Line, Fever, Hound Dog.
Tapping my feet.
All right, let's go out to the event center. We're going to have a big pool tournament. Some of the best pool players in the area are going to compete in this one.
Yeah, can you imagine 1,000 participants from all over the Midwest competing over 12 days? They'll take Mondays off, so don't come out and see pool at Monday. But this event is free to the spectators. This is the VVS Pool League's championships. Should be a lot of fun watching all 1,000 people participate.
The Husker Lawn and Leisure Show is a big annual event. This is the 13th annual. They've got over 200 businesses out there.
Yeah, and there'll be over 20 landscape and nursery businesses that will create dream backyards for the show. The advantage of doing some at the Lancaster Event Center is there's a lot of dirt floors in some of their arenas. So you cut landscapers loose with a dirt floor. They can put ponds in and rockscapes and just a lot of neat stuff. Great chance to get some great ideas.
If I could just pick that up and move it to my backyard, that
That would be really
ideal.
cool, wouldn't it? For a
Yes.
couple bucks.
The Antique Show is coming up as well at the Event Center, and I did not know this, but apparently at most antique shows, people walk in the door and they go to the right. So they're suggesting at this show, you walk in and you go to the left, and you get to those things before everybody else does.
Trade show culture. I've done a lot of trade shows in my life, and that is exactly what
Is
people
it
do.
really?
They go to the right. And if you're a vendor that's on the left, you get a little concerned that people may not make it around to you. So definitely go left. Great chance to enjoy some glass, jewelry, different things like pottery and textiles.
Okay, we also have the Gem and Mineral Show, and that is a show that we featured with an interview segment on this show, and they brought some amazing things. I could not believe the huge gems and minerals they had. They're so beautiful, and this is the 57th annual.
Yes, and you can bring a non-perishable item to donate to the food bank and receive $1 off admission. The thing that's neat about this is you could purchase a lot of the gems and things that they have, But if you have a rock that maybe you found when you were hiking somewhere, or maybe even in the backyard, you can bring it in and they'll help identify it for you, help you polish the rock and just do different things. Rocks are a pretty cool thing that just about anybody can get into.
And the Gem and Mineral Club has done a really good job of getting young people interested in this as well. So that's good to know. It's time for the first outdoor track meet. For me, that always meant freezing cold and taking your warm-ups off at the last second.
Yeah. Don't forget the UNL track team is a Big Ten and NCAA indoor championship. They've been there. They've been doing a lot of things. It's time to go outside. Ed Weir Stadium, still wonderfully preserved over on the university campus.
And finally, to wrap things up, we want to talk about the Foundation for Lincoln City Libraries, celebrating its 60th anniversary.
Yeah, an amazing event that's going to feature poodle skirts, leather jackets, all together for a sock hop. So yes, food from the 1950s and 60s, a DJ, a silent auction. A great way to step back in time and raise, I hope, a lot of money for a great organization.
That's right. Foundation for Lincoln City Libraries does an outstanding job and contributes to our great library system in so many ways. So check that out at the Playmore. And Jeff, if people want to find out more, they can go to lincoln.org.
That's right. You can give us a call at 434-5348. That is our visitor center down at 7th and P. We're open 7 days a week down there, so please stop down and say hi.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. And when we come back, we'll have news from Pinnacle Bank Arena and the first news for the Pinewood Bowl Summer Concert Series. Stay with us.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. Tom Lorenz joins us now from SMG, and the big news at the arena is the NBA preseason game. That's pretty exciting.
It's really great to have them coming. It's something that we've been working on really since the time the arena opened, or even slightly before that. They weren't able to schedule a game last year, and so we continued to talk with them, and they scheduled that Bulls-Mavericks game with us on October 23rd. Most of those preseason games don't sell out like that, so the Bulls were very surprised by it. They were really impressed.
How fast did it sell out?
Well, we had a pre-sale on Friday and the on sale on Saturday, or maybe it's Thursday, Friday, whatever it was, but it was 2 days. And when we talk about sold out, sometimes you can call sold out at 500-600 tickets. They'll be singles. There's about 100 tickets left for this in singles. So it's just simply amazing. Lots of interest. It'll be great to have those guys here playing.
Well, I talked to a couple of people who were like, "Oh, you mean they're gone already?"
Yeah,
so.
It went really, really fast, and Ticketmaster was wide open that day, so it was a good deal. We're looking forward to that.
That must make you feel great.
It does, and to know that, again, people support it so much, and also it says a lot about Lincoln as far as, we are on the map for basketball. I mean, there's 2 great teams here already, all the high school stuff coming up, to know that the Bulls are coming. That town continues to be, that much more vibrant, and a national interest also.
It'll be a great atmosphere. And let's run through some of the other events coming up at the arena. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
The reviews from Bob are tremendous. They say his voice is really, really good. There's still some tickets available. I hope people get a chance to come.
No Coast Derby girls are going to do their first 2 bouts of their 10th season at Pinnacle, and they are ranked number 37 in the world.
Can
That's
you believe
great.
it? It's terrific. It's a great ranking, and can you believe it's 10 years already?
No.
We've been working with Andrea and the team for a long, long time. We're really glad to have a couple dates, and it works well in the arena. We pull all the seats out. It's a good setting.
Now there's a lot of buzz in the tennis community about the April 1st event featuring some of the greats.
It's a tremendous lineup to have all these guys there, to see the speed, the power, It's one of those fun things that is very unusual, and we've had great response to it. And again, it also draws attention to building the Woods Tennis Center. And so as we work with Susan Rodenberg and her team that is raising awareness and raising some funds, we hope that people really come out and support that, not only to see great tennis, but also because it has a great local interest story too.
Now, Monster Jam always attracts some avid fans as well.
It is. We finally got to do Monster Jam last year for the first time in the arena. We did it on concrete. This year it's on dirt, so we'll have a few more dirt piles. It'll be that much more exciting. We had 8 great trucks there last year. There's nothing better than having a dad and mom and a couple of kids, a couple sugar drinks and some monster trucks running around. It's a lot of fun. It is, I look forward to it as much as little kids do, so it'll be a great day.
And the annual UNL Concert is going to be at the arena. This is sponsored by the University Program Council.
We work with Karen Freeman Wills and all the great people over at the University Program Council and all the students there. They picked Vance Joy. Vance has been very busy opening up for, and I'm drawing a blank suddenly, he's been an opener for, who's the girl who sings Pink? Anyway, he's a great opener, and now he gets to highlight himself, and they'll have a couple other bands with him. A lot of university students that'll be here. It'll be a strong, strong show. Vance is a really rising star, so we're very happy to have them.
That name will come to you in the middle of the night tonight.
It will.
Let's talk a little bit about the mixed martial arts event that's coming up. This is it continues to grow in popularity.
It does. Mixed martial arts is, and you see more and more of it. We just saw a Rousey fight on, a UFC fight. This is great mixed martial arts that they come in and a wide variety of fighters, a wide variety of talent and abilities. We've got a great ring. We drew quite well last time we had it, probably close to 3,000. It's a great setting. We have the iMag up there so you can see the action on the big video boards. We're really, really happy that Spring Brawl comes back.
And Sesame Street Live is going to have 2 full days of fun for all the kids.
It's good to have them back in town. It's a long tradition, and families just love it. So I hope the kids get to come.
Lots of color in that show as well. Beer Fest returns.
Second annual year for that. We had a tremendous turnout last year. We expected maybe 1,500, 2,000. We had a little over 3,000 people show up last year. They sampled many, many different beers. We've increased some of the food offerings this year. We're changing the layout just a little bit. It'll be that much better this year. Levi Williams will be providing some great, background blues music for us, and so we've got a lot of great things lined up for that.
The long-awaited Rush concert draws nearer.
To get Rush here, only 34 dates on this tour, and this is their kind of one of their farewell tours. It's a 40-year anniversary. Selling very, very strong, great reviews on the shows. We can't wait for that to come. If you haven't gotten your tickets, there's still plenty of time to do it. And some great tickets are available. So a nice one for us to have.
And a few days after that, then you'll be trucking the dirt in for the rodeo.
We kind of anticipate as Rush moves out that next morning we'll have the dirt start to move back in, and to be able to that'll be our second dirt event because we'll have it for monster trucks and we'll have it for rodeo. It'll lay out beautifully. In Pershing, it was a lot of fun, but it was a little bit short, so when the barrel racers ran out, it was a little bit short for them. We've got the video boards this year. We'll have some instant replay. We've upped the prize money, and that's really what the rodeo is about, is the amount of prize money draws the better cowboys. So we've upped that significantly. We'll have great cowboys, great stock. Can't wait for that to be here.
And cowgirls?
And cowgirls.
All right.
2 nights of it, Friday and Saturday night. Don't be afraid, come to either night. It's not a finals. It's great cowboys on night 1 and great cowboys on night 2.
All right, a few days later then, the dirt is all out of there for Eric Church.
We bring that right back around. He comes in right after that. Eric Church will be the attendance record at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Wow.
It has sold tremendously. He is doing great business across the country. What a great singer. What a high-powered show. Country really is kind of that new rock and roll, and so this is a great blend of both, and we're really, really happy to have the Messina Group bringing Eric Church to us.
A Night of Hope with Joel Osteen is coming up May 29th.
We had to reschedule that from last fall. They had a scheduling difficulty, so we've got the great time in May. We hope a lot of people come down and take that inspiring message.
And another huge country event coming up in July.
Kenny Chesney, can't wait. You know, one of my first shows that I saw over at the CenturyLink Center, or at used to be, it was Quest at the time, was Kenny Chesney, and he puts on a tremendous show. Always wanted to have it here. It was we worked on that one for a long time also to get Kenny to come. It will be outstanding. Few tickets left. You know, hurry and get those. They're going to be gone very, very soon. What a tremendous high-powered show, and what a cool day. And you know, Kenny's, with his beach and country blend, it's a tremendous day. We'll have a terrific party outside also. In the festival space, we'll do some pre-party out there with all the different sponsors, so I look forward to that.
And before we let you go, we want to let people know the Pinewood Bowl summer announcements have begun, starting with Jim Gaffigan, a Grammy-nominated comedian.
He is well-known, famous, you know, you can...
And funny.
And funny. It's tremendous. And, you know, we haven't done country out there, or comedy out there before. And the response has been amazing. You know, we started a very limited pre-sale yesterday. There's pre-sale going on today as we tape this, and the response has been simply tremendous. We can't wait to do that out there. We'll have some other great rock and roll and some other great music, and maybe a few other surprises for Pinewood this summer. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll have more and more announcements soon.
Should be a lot of fun. The websites are pinewoodbowltheater.com and pinnaclebankarena.com. It seems like every day there's another announcement from one of those two venues.
It's a
Tom.
great season, and we have great support. Thanks, Lincoln.
Thank you, Tom. And that is it for this month's Out and About show. I want to thank all our guests today. Now, if you missed any of the events, stay tuned. We'll be running a list again right after this show. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.